Welcome to On This Day, where we look back at the moments that made history, one day at a time. From major world events to the weird and unexpected, every date has a story. So, what happened on 8th of July? Let's find out. July 8th is one of those dates that quietly packs a punch. It's been a day of declarations and discoveries, endings and new beginnings. A day that has touched everything from revolutions and royalty to space shuttles and flying saucers. Whether you're into history, science, pop culture, or little mystery, today's timeline has something for everyone. Let's begin in 1776, when the Liberty Bell rang out from the tower of the Pennsylvania State House, summoning citizens to hear the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence. The vote had taken place 2 days earlier, but July 8th was the day the message hit the streets. Imagine standing there in the heat of a Philadelphia summer, hearing for the first time that your country was officially breaking away from a king. Now jump to 1947, when the Roswell Army Air Field issued a press release claiming they had recovered a flying disc from a ranch in New Mexico. The story exploded and then was quickly walked back by officials, saying it was just a weather balloon. Still, that single day sparked decades of UFO speculation, conspiracy theories, and alien pop culture obsessions that haven't slowed down since. In 1994, Kim Jong-il officially took power in North Korea following the death of his father, Kim Il-sung. While he had been positioned as successor for years, this marked the start of a new era in one of the world's most secretive regimes, one that would shape global headlines for decades. Back in 1889, the Wall Street Journal published its very first issue. Priced at 2 cents, it was packed with business news and stock reports. Over a century later, it's one of the most widely read financial publications in the world. Still tracking markets, still shaping how people understand money. July 8, 2011 marked the final launch of NASA's Space Shuttle program. Atlantis lifted off from Kennedy Space Center for mission STS-135, closing a 30-year chapter of American spaceflight. From Columbia to Challenger to Endeavour, the shuttle era was full of breakthroughs and bittersweet farewells. Rewind to 1497, and we find Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama setting sail from Lisbon. His mission: to find a direct sea route to India. The journey took nearly a year, but it changed global trade forever, connecting Europe with Asia and launching a new age of exploration, commerce, and yes, colonialism. In 2014, Germany stunned the world and Brazil in the World Cup semifinals. The final score was 7-1 on Brazilian soil. It wasn't just a win, it was a historic blowout that left fans speechless and sent shockwaves through the football world. For Germany, it was domination. For Brazil, heartbreak. Love discovering what happened on this day in history? Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. In 1969, the U.S. Army withdrew the last combat troops from Vietnam's demilitarized zone, marking a key phase in the drawn-out and controversial war. While the war wouldn't officially end until 1975, the drawdown was a sign that change was finally on the horizon, and that public pressure was making a difference. Back in 1853, U.S. Commodore Matthew Perry arrived in Japan with a fleet of warships, demanding that the country open its ports to American trade. It was the beginning of Japan's transformation from a closed feudal society to a modern global power, though the method was, well, pretty heavy-handed. In 1958, the first ever gold record for an album was awarded to the Oklahoma soundtrack. Up until then, singles had received all the glory, but this recognition marked a shift in how the music industry valued full-length albums. It set the stage for LPs to become the dominant format for decades. On a more artistic note, July 8, 1965 was the day Ronald Reagan announced his first campaign for public office. A Hollywood actor turned political speaker, Reagan began his run for governor of California. It was the first step in a political journey that would eventually take him all the way to the White House. Let's not forget 1709, when Tsar Peter the Great of Russia defeated Charles V of Sweden at the Battle of Poltava. It was a major victory in the Great Northern War and helped establish Russia as a major European power. From there, Peter would continue his mission to modernize Russia, one reform, one canon, and one epic beard at a time. And in 2018, Thai Navy SEALs completed one of the most daring and emotional rescue missions in recent memory. All 12 boys and their football coach were safely brought out from a flooded cave system after being trapped for over 2 weeks. The world watched, held its breath, and then cheered when the final rescue was confirmed. Finally, back in 2000, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was released. The 4th book in the series and the one where things really got dark. It flew off shelves, smashed publishing records, and firmly cemented Harry Potter as a global phenomenon. That's what happened on 8th of July throughout history. Made it this far? Drop your favorite historical fact in the comments. Learned something new? Hit subscribe and come back tomorrow. You never know what the past has in store.